Hi, I'm Stacey Ross, feeling a little bit nautical here at the West Bay Marina, and these folks are too as they get prepared to enjoy a little harbor ferry ride. Tonight on Island 30, we'll talk about boating safety and we'll tell you how to gear up to get out on the water. That's next. Well, the captain of this harbor ferry makes it easy to get out and enjoy the water, but for those of us who don't have the benefit of this mode of transportation, folks from Sherwood Marine are giving us some tips on how to get out on the water and do it safely. Summer is officially here, and with Mother Nature playing along, it's a time when many Vancouver Islanders take to the water. Being safe on the water, though, isn't something to take lightly.
When you get out on the water and you're in a situation where you need something, you want to be prepared because it's too late at that point.
The Victoria Joint Rescue Coordination Centre says 80% of their annual calls are due to lack of knowledge or mechanical failure.
So you need to have flares, and you need to have 6 flares. This is a shotgun style flare, and these are a twin star flare in the package.
Kathy Weeks of Sherwood Marine helps boat owners be safe.
You need to have a manual sound signaling device. The electric horn that's on your boat is not manual. This is a manual sound signaling device. And it also works great if you have skiers and stuff, and a skier is down and another boat is approaching your skier and they're not paying attention. You can give them a little bit of a blast and they'll pay attention. Technically speaking, they only have to be on board. Safety-wise speaking, you should be wearing them. So if you're somebody who doesn't want to wear the big bulky life jacket like that, you can always get yourself a life jacket like this. And it's worn just like a vest over top of whatever you happen to be wearing that day. You buckle it up, and then what it happens, if I fall in the water and I'm in the water with this life jacket for over 4 seconds, it automatically inflates and becomes a collar around my neck.
Safety requirements depend on the size of vessel, but when you're behind the wheel, however big or small, you must have a license.
No, you can't just hop in a boat and go. You have to have a PCOC card.
The Pleasure Craft Operator Card has been required since 2009. Anyone who operates a motorized pleasure craft needs one, regardless of the size of boat, the size of motor, or the person's age. Difficult to get?
Not at all. No.
How long did it take you to do the test?
I did mine online because I had previous experience, and so it was just painless. Go online, sign up, and get it done.
Do you think it's a good idea?
Definitely. I think everybody should have one.
The course is mainly common sense. It takes about 2 hours to complete. The exam, about an hour.
So it's multiple choice, so it's just knowing the right way to go around a certain buoy, basically how to drive on the water, just like you would do on land.
The PCO is the bare minimum. So you've decided you want to go boating. You have your PCO card. Now the question is, what kind of boat is best for you?
Selecting a boat is more than just what color do I like. And it's wisdom that would take the time to do a little bit of research, do your homework so that you select the right boat.
Vancouver Island boasts some of the best saltwater fishing in the world, but there's more to boats than just fishing.
If you're simply an active family and you want to have a variety of activities that you can do, whether it be fishing or tubing, you might have someone that wants to get into scuba diving. You might want to go camping on one of the many Gulf Island parks that we have around. There's a tremendous amount of activity that is available to a family if you have the ability to get out on the water.
It just opens up a whole new world. Everybody's stuck on land. There's limitations. I mean, look where we live. I'm not from here. I moved from a place that gets snow in the winter, and this is a wonderful place. So why not take advantage of it?
This is a welded aluminum boat, which has become increasingly popular over recent years because they're so incredibly durable. They're not as sexy as the fiberglass boats when they're brand new, but 5 or 10 years down the road, they tend to look pretty much like they did when they were new. They don't weather very much. They are low upkeep.
DiscoverBoating.ca lists 33 types of boats, everything from canoes to multi-hull cruisers. And though there are boats for every imaginable use, there are some boats that can do everything.
To go swimming off of a boat like this, or to pull the kids on a tube or a wakeboard or water skis, very simple to do, and it doesn't compromise the fishability of the boat. The boat is still very much a fishing boat.
Fishing's all about, the part of fishing is relaxing and being out on the water. So, I mean, unless you're doing it for a commercial endeavor and all that sort of stuff, half the thing is just being out on the water and enjoying the time.
And speaking of fishing,
he'll generally want a good depth sounder. He'll generally want GPS so he knows where he is. He'll need a VHF radio telephone for safety.
boat motors have come a long way in the last 20 years.
Some people have memories of Dad or Grandpa down trying to start the old two-stroke motor, and two-strokes frankly are a thing of the past now, whether it be a stern drive, which is just like a car engine, or the new four-stroke outboards. Most of them now are fuel injected. They're just like your car as far as starting ease. You simply turn the key and it starts, you push the handle and it goes, and after all, that's what we're trying to do, is just go out and enjoy ourselves.
I mean, you know, everyday life, it gets kind of busy and all that sort of stuff, and the minute that you're off the dock and you're out there, you're in your own little world, and, you know, for all intents and purposes, your own little micro kind of situation, and you just let all the worries, you know, go away.
And the people that you meet are amazing. I mean, you get out on the boat, you will talk to people and be best friends with people that you would never talk to walking down the path.
Everything you need to know about boats and boating you can find out at discoverboating.ca. You know, my birthday's coming up. I think I want that one. Much more still to come on Island 30, including this. Stay with us.
A quick and easy way to turn your TV into your computer monitor right in your own home. We'll have that coming up on Island 30.
Welcome back. There's all kinds of cool gadgets and gizmos on a sailboat like this. And speaking of gadgets, here are Peter and Scott now down at Priority One for this week's Gadgets and Gizmos. Gentlemen?
All right, we're back here at Priority One. Peter's with us, and we are going to be talking about keyboards for your TV.
Sure.
Okay. Sort of, something like that?
Well, a lot of us are wanting to, watch the Canucks game or whatever it might be, and then during intermission just check our email or whatever it might be. So we're using the TV more as a monitor as well
sure.
now.
Oh, yeah.
And so we hook our computers to it. The only problem is you're physically connected to whatever you've got hooked to the TV.
Right.
So we've got some solutions here to kind of break that. These keyboards are wireless, but what's unique about them is they actually have the mouse built right into the keyboard, so you don't need to have the coffee table devoted to your keyboard and mouse and the whole bit. You can have this sit on your lap, and these have a range of 33 feet also, so you can sit way back on the couch, do your thing. It will also be fully compatible with your PS3.
Okay.
So if you want to use it for your PS3 and such, you can do that. And these things are, I'll just show you, they even conform to your lap to make them more comfortable to use. This one is very similar in all those features, but it comes with all the cables and everything you need to hook your computer to the TV and such, and get you all fully connected without having to run back to the store and get one cable or this adapter or whatever it might be. They're all virtually here.
Oh, okay.
And again, it's got the mouse built right into it, so everything's ready to go for you, and then you can just tuck it away when you're not using it.
Very smart.
This one here allows you to make the video signal wireless. So instead of having to run that cable from your computer to the TV itself, you might have a laptop and want to keep going. You don't want to keep unplugging cables and screwing them back in and such. This will make your computer or laptop wireless video to your TV.
Oh, so you can just stay on your laptop on the couch, do your thing, and the monitor's going to be up there going.
Exactly.
with no
Or
cables.
you could pop a movie in your DVD player and play
yeah,
it
there
on
you
the
go.
TV
Yep.
or whatever you might want to do. If you got some photos you want to show some friends, easy snap up, or presentations you might want to do to board people if they've got a TV in the boardroom. There's none of the worries of trying to get it to physically work. You can just plug a little adapter in the back of their TV in the boardroom and do your presentation.
That's handy.
So very, very handy that way.
And what's that little guy on the far
Well,
right?
Virtually most products today that we're hooking up to the TV all go through what's called HDMI. It's a
Yes.
little small port on the back of the TV, and all the devices that are coming out now are all HDMI connections, and you don't want to have to keep pulling the TV out and
Yeah.
trying to find that port and plug it in and then pull it out, and the HDMI port is very delicate, so you don't want to break it, otherwise the TV's no good at that point. This is virtually a splitter, so you can have it there
Oh, okay.
and plug in your devices and not worry about that.
Very smart. Before we take off, website of the week.
OpenSignalMaps.com, and if you're looking for a cell phone carrier and you want to know if the cell phone's anywhere in the areas that you're going to be traveling or staying, it'll tell you where all the signals are.
That's a great idea. And if we want to learn a little bit more about that website, we should go to
Priority1.bc.ca.
Peter's website. Sounds good. That's it for us. We'll see you again next time.
Thanks, guys. Now, if you're interested in gardening and boating, you may need to move to the houseboat kind of residence. Gord Nickel is here now to talk about water lettuce for houseboats and otherwise. Gord?
Well, here I am just lounging by the garden pool. Quite nice, but you know, a garden pool needs to be nice and clear because you want to see your fish, and you know, having pea soup kind of garden pool is really not that picturesque. You want it nice and clean, but you know, sometimes it's hard. You know, you got to look at filtration, and you've got to look at how many fish you have, and how often you feed your fish, and a few other things. But one of the critical things is algae, like all other plants, does very well when it gets lots of sunlight. So one of the tricks is to try to keep your pond at least 60%, the surface area, at least 60% covered with some type of coverage. Now it could be mechanical. I mean, you could put some floating foam if you really wanted to. I've seen some lilies that are artificial, you can put them on. But what's really nice is if you can put something like this, which is a water hyacinth. Now, obviously, we've got well over 60% of this pond covered. It's more of a display pond, and we actually sell the water hyacinths out of here. But this really covers nicely. Matter of fact, if you put these water hyacinths in earlier on in the season, you can't have any kind of threat of frost or anything. They actually multiply like crazy, and actually on this one you can see it right here. They send out little pops like this, and then once the root has actually developed, you can just take your nail, just pop it off like that, and now you've got another one. Just let it float in there and it'll multiply again. So it just keeps going and going and going. Now these you let them float. They're called floaters. If you've got fish, they will actually have algae on the roots, and the fish will come along and they'll eat up the algae off the roots, which is awesome. Now, if you're really good, you'll give it a small little spray of fertilizer, and the spray of fertilizer, and like you could use a Miracle-Gro if you want it, very light spray, mix it about 10% of what you would normally do, just give it a little light spray, and it'll actually produce a nice purple flower, just like the water hyacinth, or like the hyacinth, a nice blue flower. If you have a shaded area, you probably don't need coverage as much, but you can use this water lettuce here. It doesn't flower, but it will give you nice coverage in a more shady area. So if you've got a sunny pond and you want a lot less algae, you may want to try putting some of these nice water hyacinths on them.
Thanks very much, Gord. Now, you know, I bet this beautiful diamond lady has room enough for a little garden on board, probably a movie theater, maybe even a putting green or two. And speaking of golf, Melissa McLeod joins us now with yoga for golfers. Melissa?
Today I'll be showing you 3 poses that are perfect for golfers. They focus on spinal rotations and opening through your chest. You might improve your swing because with this increased flexibility, it might improve a little bit to your swing. For the first stretch, you could use a strap if you're quite tight in your chest and shoulders, or you could use your club. Bring the hands behind the back. Draw the hands down, bring the shoulder blades a little bit closer together, lift the chest, look up slightly. So just a gentle stretch through the chest and shoulders. Hips could push slightly forward, hands could draw back a little bit more. Breathing into the chest and shoulder area. Release the arms. We'll try triangle pose. So one foot stays at the top of your mat. The other leg lengthens behind you. Have your back foot on a diagonal, so your toes would point towards the corner, front end of the mat. Bring the hands to the hips. bend the knees a little bit, and then swing the hips back. Straighten the legs up, reach your front arm forward, and reach as far forward as you can. When you can't come down anymore, gently drop the hand somewhere on the leg. Try not to put too much pressure here. Lean back like there was a wall behind you, and then stretch the arm up to the sky. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. You could, if it was safe for your neck, take your gaze to the sky. But if that hurt your neck, I would look to the side or down to the floor. When you're ready, you can inhale to lift yourself up. Drop the arms. Turn your feet in so you're facing the long edge of your mat. Turn your big toes in a little bit more so you're slightly pigeon-toed, heels go a little bit wider. Hands to the hips. Inhale for height. And then exhale, fold forward from your hip creases. Bring your fingertips to the floor or use a little bit of height, a block if you can't quite reach. One hand stays underneath the face. The other arm comes to the shoulder, open the shoulder. And then keep reaching that arm to the sky. Exhale to come down. And then the other side, inhaling up and over. Exhaling to release. You can move from side to side here, or you could pause and stay on one side. Take a few more breaths. When that's done, you can bend the knees, push the feet into the floor to lift yourself up and walk the feet back in towards each other. These are great poses for spinal rotation and to help open through your chest and shoulders. The last two postures are pretty strong, so I would recommend doing them after your body's a little bit warm. So some sort of a warm up, dynamic stretches, brisk walking, or even at the end of your game. Make sure everything feels safe and comfortable, as always. Bring your hands to prayer position, let your head drop down. Thank your body for all its hard work. And thank you for joining me today. Namaste.
Thanks a lot, Melissa. Much more still ahead on the big show tonight, including Gordy Tupper with us.
Hey, Stacey, look, it's super pop star Alyssa Reed from Toronto, or was it Brampton?
Brampton.
What goes on there?
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing, okay. We're going to find out all about Alyssa, her new CD, and all kinds of stuff when Island 30 continues.
Oh, what a beautiful evening. We've got the sun, the water, beautiful boats. All we're missing is a little bit of music. Lucky for us, Gordy Tupper is here, and he introduces us to an 18-year-old musician from Ontario who's tremendously hot and who's taken some time out of her busy schedule to give us a glimpse into her musical life. Here's Gordy.
Till now, I always got by on my own.
Stacey, this is 18-year-old singing sensation Alyssa Reed with her cover of Alone Again. Alyssa's on a cross-country tour promoting her new album, and it sounds like the last 2 years of her life have been a whirlwind. Tell me the entire Alyssa Reed story in 2 minutes.
In 2 minutes, okay. I self-taught myself guitar, and the first song that I taught myself, I posted a cover of me remaking a Justin Bieber song on YouTube. And
sort of the whole Justin Bieber thing?
Yeah, exactly, except I used a Justin Bieber song to do it.
There's gonna be one more lonely boy.
And like Justin Bieber, to a lesser degree perhaps, the right people saw it, and Alyssa's music career is rolling. Whereabouts are you from originally?
I was born in Edmonton, and in 2000 I moved to Brampton, Ontario.
What goes on in Brampton? Figure skating, isn't it?
Absolutely nothing goes on in Brampton.
Really?
Absolutely.
Good thing we're not
nothing.
carried in Brampton, I'd say.
When you said I couldn't run and go, you said I'm making the shows, I couldn't go on without you.
Alyssa comes across as pretty grown up in her videos, but her life isn't that much different from any other 18-year-old. Are you still in school?
I just finished.
Ah.
I had prom last week.
Really? Did you get the whole prom dress on and some guy nervously asked you out?
Yes, through a text message.
Somebody asked you to the prom in a text message?
Through a text message.
And did you text him back?
Well, yeah. I don't know. Like, he's just like, hey, would you like to go to prom with me? And I was like, okay.
You'd think guys would be lining up to go dancing with Alyssa, who gets out there and moves it a bit in her pretty slick videos.
I used to dance when I was little. I danced since I was 3, and I used to compete and dance, but I don't anymore.
Yeah. But with some coaxing. Yeah, that's it. And then, hey.
That's basically the whole dance move.
We could make a video right here in Centennial Square.
With that dance move?
Yeah.
I really don't think that we should do that.
Well, we get a whole bunch of backup dancers.
All doing this?
We could do a flash mob right here, right now.
We could. To Alone Again.
Alyssa's having fun, but still working really hard to make it in the music industry. What do you do in your spare time?
I went to a barbecue last week, and while everyone was downstairs socializing and eating dinner, I was upstairs. I locked myself in a room and wrote a song. Hey, that's rude. I'm not a loser. I'm just socially awkward.
Now you have some new music out, do you?
Yes, my album comes out tomorrow.
And the name of your new CD is?
The Game.
Why The Game?
Because it's the name of my next single, and I thought it was very fitting considering everything's kind of like challenges, and right now it's kind of like a win or lose, and I'm kind of fighting for my spot right now in this industry, so I thought it was very fitting.
Alyssa Reed. She's got the talent, she's got the drive. Keep your eyes on this young performer.
Thanks very much, Gordy. She's a gal to keep our eye on for sure. That's a wrap for our show tonight from West Bay Marina. I'm Stacey Ross. Have a great night. We'll see you again soon. We'd love to hear from you. Send us your story ideas by calling 250-480-3767 or drop us an email at island30@checknews.ca.